Watching Retire on Dividends and messing with the dogs, drinking coffee. Good way to start the morning. Good girl, Lola. That's old Lola girl. She used to come with me to work every day. But then she got a bad back. She's like 11 or 12. But she still loves to play ball. I wish she still could come to work sometimes. These Whirlpool sidekicks are really cool. It's like one whole freezer and then you put the whole refrigerator next to it. I like them. Really neat. Ooh. You put a lot of food in there. Somebody tapped it and there is no gas. She's got a leak. And I can guess where. Probably in the evaporator. Pretty. It's a freezer. Sidekick. Whew, that feels good up in there. It is still hot around here, even though it's fall. Thank y'all for liking and subscribing to the channel. At this rate, we might make 1,000 before the end of the month. Pretty much thanks to ROD, Retire on Dividends. But if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe to the channel. We'll make that 1,000. Safety first. Well, the first thing I want to do is make sure there's no Freon in there, which there wasn't, with just a tiny little bit. But I'm gonna take this saddle valve, this piercing valve, which is a guaranteed leak, off and put on a regular Schrader valve, and then we'll go from there, pressurize it and see what it does. Oh, that's hot. Ooh. Ooh. Just over to. All right. See how long it takes it to leak down. Customer dropped off this pretty sidekick. It's a separate freezer and refrigerator. Expensive little boogers. But he said a tech come out there and shot it up with gas about 3 months ago. So it did last a little while. So that's what has me thinking it's probably in the evaporator. But we got it pressurized. And let's see what it does. And we'll look for some bubbles and sniffer and see what happens. And if you haven't already, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe to the channel. We are on our way to 1,000. Probably next year. Wow, if this thing has a leak, it is slow. Goodness. Huh. Why was there no Freon? What the heck? Man, that's exactly where it was. Wonder if the compressor could be weak, not pumping. All right, let's see what it can. Oh yeah. About 10 or 15 in a vacuum. That's not good. Pretty much compressor time. Make some quick room to get my cutters in there. Oh no, should I cut the most important wire? No. Green screw. You always want to put a new filter dryer on because moisture in this system will cause acid and mess it up. Sorry, this might be a long one. That's a lot of steps. What? It's 1/2 inch? I guess because it's a sidekick, it's special. 1/2 inch. Alright, so power. Do away with the oranges. Yeah. So it looks like the 2 oranges that went to the relay were just for the run capacitor, which the new compressor will have its own capacitor. So all we need is red and white. So here I'm just still working on those 1/2 inch bolts that hold it down to the bottom. That's really the worst part of the whole job of changing a compressor, is just it's really tight in there and getting these screws out. Alright, so now it's time to light the fire, kick it off. And go ahead and try and pull this high side out, but it doesn't seem to want to go because the steel is very short and stiff. So I'm just going to cut it after getting the low side out. I pull the low side out and then pull the Schrader valve off of the old compressor so we can use it in the new compressor. So it's a lot. Sorry, this is kind of going to be one of those long compressor videos, but it's just a lot of steps, not very hard. Ooh, that's hot. Don't touch the trim. Very hot. Like I said, we're just going to cut the high side. That way we can solder it into the new one. Snatch the old comp out, and then we'll slap the new one in. All right, got our new capacitor and relay. Then, of course, my favorite part, putting the screws back in. I usually don't do that back left one behind the relay. It'll just get 3. Now, just like any time you go into the sealed system, you want to put a new filter dryer in. So I'm just cutting it down so I can put it onto the high side over there. It's going to be copper to copper, so that's good. Just using a straight quarter to quarter union there. And it's going to be copper, so no ritualistic sanding needed. We'll just solder it right up. Shouldn't be a problem. I guess I shouldn't say that yet. All right, so now that the dryer is set up, I don't think the low side is going to slip into the compressor. So I'm going to go ahead and cut a piece of this quarter into a little union, and I'll slip it inside of both of them. It kind of makes it easy that way. All right, time to light it up. This is going to be easy. It's all copper to copper, so nothing really interesting here. This compressor is actually brand new, but you can see where it's been soldered on before because we put it into a unit and come to find out it had a leak, or it was a leak in the wall. I can't remember, so we just took it right back out. So it's still brand new, but it's been soldered on before. It kind of looks like I'm starting to run out of oxygen here, but if I've tried to hurry and get it to seal up, and it did, but you can see how the flame's getting longer and I'm running out of oxygen. And just the final step to soldering the compressor in, getting that Schrader valve in on the charging side, and we'll check for leaks. Intermission. All right, everything's looking good. Just looking over all these little joints here. Gonna cool them down and put some pressure to it and see if I got any bubbles. Ooh, that's hot. Sorry again, I kind of feel like compressor videos are really dull and boring. Maybe all of them. Pump up the jams. All right, 150. Still hot. No leakies. No leakies. No leakies. All right. Perfect. I just gotta plug one there on the overload. What am I gonna do with the most important wire? Look at that. I'm gonna ground it. Pow. We have been earthed. All right, time to pull a vacuum. Let's see. Oh, I didn't do any ritualistic sanding. Copper to copper. Put a core in. There we go. Suck it up. Bye. All right. All right, where's my plug? Now we're pulling down. Yeah, buddy. That's what it's supposed to look like. Oh yeah. All right, we're sitting at just about 0. Let's see what it does. 77 now. All right, what's it? Oh, 8. That's what I'm talking about. Do some little compressor raises, working on a dad bod. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry that was a long one, but it's just a lot of steps, putting in a compressor, pulling a vacuum, checking for leaks, blah, blah, blah. And thanks again to the Retire on Dividends community for liking and subscribing and helping out. We're on our way to 1,000. I mean, we might make it there before next year with their help. And so if you haven't already, hit that like and subscribe. We doing it. And I guess I'll have to get that fur coat and pimp hat for the 1,000 and figure out which charity I'm going to donate to first, St. Jude's or Live Strong, one of them.